Hey folks, this is Mark with OrientWatchUSA.com, and I got here CDH00001B, I believe. And this video is all about explaining to you what Orient watch is and basically why they're so different from other companies. And I'm sure if you've gone onto our site before, you've noticed that a School of Horology and all these other people, reviewers and whatnot, think quite favorably about the Orient brand. But for those who don't know too much about the watches, it's very difficult to really understand the value of a watch like this. So just so that we're very clear, Orient has been around since 1950. They make their own in-house movement. And I can explain that in a little bit and how important that is. They also have something called a power reserve indicator on most of their premium watches. Now the power reserve indicator is something that if you went with the Swiss brand or whatnot, it would cost thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. So that's one of the things. The reason why Orient watch can offer you such amazing prices is because they have a mechanical production of 1 million and a total output of watches of 2 million pieces. So those economies of scale really translate into savings for you. Other larger Swiss manufacturers, even though they do carry mechanical watches of this caliber, they do charge a lot more because of the differences of how they produce, the numbers that they produce, and what they really try to protect, which is something that is more of on the business end. But yeah, anyways, just wanted to make sure that you're quite aware of that. Now, watchmaking it's really got to do more than anything else. It's got to do with something called the movement. And I'm using this piece over here, which is part of our World Time series. I hope you can see this. This is what they call a mechanical movement. And this mechanical movement that's inside every single Orient watch is made by Orient. Now imagine this. Say for example, you're gonna go buy a car, right? You check out all the specs. You check out the case, how nice the car is, its chassis, its drivetrain, its motor, how it has turbo, if it's supercharged, how the displacement is against how the displacement works against the power output, torque. Watches are exactly the same. That same sort of ideology, I don't know ideology, but the same thought pattern goes to the engineers in Orient. Because Orient does make their own movements, they're now thinking not only about, what's the appropriate case? What's the appropriate color? They're thinking, what's the appropriate functionality? All right, let's start with the functionality, and let's take the functionality and take it and then let's make a watch out of that thought. So let me explain to you. So this one right here is Orient's dual time. You'll notice that there's a GMT function right around here. Also, we have it has also a hackable second, which means it stops the time when you pull out the crown. It also has sapphire crystal. But the most important thing on the functionality is the date wheel over here, the power reserve, as well as the dual time. That is what on the watch end of everything, that's what they're thinking about, is how to get these functionalities working. Now, when I told you about the car manufacturers, the reason why I'm bringing it up is that you wouldn't buy a car unless you knew that they researched and developed their own engines. They did all the things that you expect a manufacturer to do. And in fact, most of the watch industry is just made up with people that just put things together. And so, including the movement, which is, for me, is quite disappointing. But as a collector myself, those are the things I'm looking for. I'm looking for the scarcity, how difficult it was to make something like this, as well as how well it functions. And you can take it from me. No, you don't have to take it from me, but you can take it from the School of Horology. This is the largest watch school in the country. They seem to really get Orient. And although as much as I am a hobbyist, I'm not a trained professional when it comes to watchmaking and the actual manufacturing of the movement. But I can tell you this: everyone that really truly gets an Orient, the first thing they talk about is the quality of the movement, which is exactly watchmaking. let's take a look at something like this. Now, this one over here, I believe the MSRP for this is around $520. Now, I challenge you to go and take a look for look at a Swiss watch with the same functionality, date, GMT, power reserve, and I'll be shocked if you find something for under $2,000. What we have here is a very similar idea. We have the whole purpose of me showing this is just to show the different functionality. This one's got date, power reserve, and also a world time. If you're interested in this, you can go ahead and take a look at the video specific for CFA05-002B. But just want to show you, Orient didn't just think about how to make a gorgeous watch. They think about the aesthetics, but they also have to deal with how it's going to work, which is the true definition, in my opinion, of watchmaking. Okay? Now, we also have other types of watches too that aren't as expensive. I mean, this one goes for around $650 MSRP. Something like this, which is one of the lower, the more cheaper watches that we offer in our site, but you don't have to think that it's cheap quality. It's got a solid construction of solid stainless steel. It's a 200-meter case. It's got a unidirectional bezel. All the hours are luminous. It's got day and date as its functionality. Let me just go ahead and pivot it forward so that you can see everything. I want to put it at 10:10 so you can see what's going on. There you go. Now, this is a mechanical watch also that you can pick up for under $200. I think it's $160 for this watch. So it gives you a real idea, if you do produce enough, what the real value of these watches are. But to really understand the value of it, you really have to understand watches, which I hope I'm slowly getting you more and more into. In my later videos, what I plan to do and I hope to do is to rip open one of these movements and show you exactly what we're dealing with. Okay? And just lastly, over here, I have another example of an Orient watch. This is a little more technical because not only was it a difficulty in producing the movement, but also got very difficult with this multi-case construction. The more difficult the construction is, the more intricate it typically looks. And you can see from the side of its case that it's not exactly a simple watch. All these little things, there's so many little details that if I go into a watch and I fully describe it, it would take me more than 30 minutes for a video. So I hope you can understand why the descriptions aren't that good on the video or that in depth. It's just that there's just too much information. And so, ask questions, guys. I have a mark a question underneath every single video. Go ahead, ask me a question. I'll go ahead and answer it right away, as quickly as possible. And get technical. If I don't know, I'll forward it to the factory to ask how it's done. So any sort of curiosity, anything you want to know about the brand, I'm your person. Okay? So thanks for watching the video. I hope that you enjoyed all the different watches we've had. We've showed, this is CZ05. It's got carbon fiber. We showed you the world time over here too. We also have a dual time watch over here that we showed. And of course, we have the Blue Mako. Okay, so I hope I haven't overwhelmed you, but this is Orient Watch, folks, and I hope to see you wearing an Orient watch soon.